We'll begin. James, I guess you can start letting other folks in.
Good luck with everything tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Brendan. We appreciate that.
Do I need to dial out and then bring it back up?
No, you're good.
Okay. What was Bob Steele's wife's first name?
Linda.
I knew that. I had a blank. I understand he's sick also?
No, he is fine. Right after his wife was diagnosed as positive, he also tested positive, but he got through it pretty quickly.
Well, good. It's a shame.
No shame.
Do. So we should have Kara Hildebrandt coming on at some point. Get going here in a second.
Nice short meeting because Carrie's got to get up at 5 in the morning.
Yes.
Oh no, I got a bunch of stuff tonight.
I'll still be here at 5.
We got a mute button.
How much is it worth to you, Carrie?
Nice to know my friends have my back.
Always.
Of course. Is Reverend Kara Hildebrandt on the call? Okay, we will proceed because we need to get going. We'll call the November 2nd meeting of the Lincoln Park Mayor and City Council to session. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and if Reverend Hildebrandt comes on in the next minute, we have the invocation from her. If she does not, we'll have a moment of silence for Linda Steele and her family and all others that may have lost loved ones during the past 2 weeks. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One
one
nation,
nation under God,
under God, indivisible,
liberty and
liberty and
justice.
justice for all.
Reverend Hildebrandt, are you on the call?
The dog in?
Yeah.
Then we have a moment
Then
of
light off.
silence. Thank you. If we could have roll call, please.
Councilpersons Brady,
Present on the phone.
Higgins,
Present on the Zoom.
Kelsey,
Here.
Parkinson,
Here.
Ross, Salcido,
Here.
and Mayor Carnes.
Here, Councilwoman Ross, you need to, there you go.
I was saying the host wouldn't let me unmute.
Okay. He's funny that way. Okay, so, we are good with that. For the mayor's comments, as you heard, the moment of silence, for Linda Steele. Linda was, the owner of the Steel Trap, has been involved in, doing everything for Lincoln Park for several years. Her and her husband, Bob, after a short illness. So our prayers go out to her family on what must be a devastating loss for them. We also have, which was good news here, is that the Detroit-Wayne County Integrated Health Network presented the Lincoln Park Police Department with the 2020 Colin Rose Award. Now, this is for all the hard work that our officers have done this past year, saving lives through the use of, I think it's naloxone, or yeah, that's the chemical that they spray into the nose of somebody that might have had an opiate overdose. Now, this is the second year that our officers have been the top in Wayne County. What this says is that the officers are willing to go through the training, they carry the equipment necessary to save the lives, and even with today, with all of COVID going on and the danger of exposures, that they have gone forward and put their human lives ahead of their concerns with that. So congratulations to Chief Waters and to all the officers. That is quite an honor. Also, thinking of thanks for a quasi police presence was the CPW Angel Night patrols and CERT. They were out on Friday night and Saturday night doing patrols of all the neighborhood. I haven't heard that what the results were, if there were vandalism or anything that was out there, but I do know that they did a fantastic job as always, and we appreciate greatly their efforts because they give up 2 nights of their lives so that they could go out and that we could be safe in our beds. So the next item that I have is some of you may have seen on Facebook that Fantasyland will not be operating this year as we know it. There is some things that are underway to where we might be able to visit Santa virtually to get our list in there and to make sure that everything is properly taken care of. It was a difficult decision that was done, but in the end, it's the right one. We do have the director for the Chamber of Commerce, Sharon King, with us. And then Sharon, did you like to speak on that for just a moment?
Yes, sorry, I was just unmuting.
Oh,
You pretty much said it, but I'd just like to say that, up until the day the decision was made, we were planning, Debbie Van Cleve and I tried to do a lot of work and planning of how we could really make it happen. But just with everything going on, it just wasn't doable. So we thank everybody that's wrote positive things on the Facebook post, and we appreciate everybody's support of that. So we do plan on coming back next year for sure. And we are looking into having Santa do some virtual visits. So we're hoping that everybody will get on with that when we can figure it out.
Thank you, Sharon. And for everybody that has been to Fantasyland and you see the transformation that Room A of the band shell undertakes, it is a labor of love in which all the volunteers there basically give up their holiday seasons just so that we could have a few minutes of joy with our families there. So even though that it's going to save them an awful lot of work this season, I'm sure it's tearing them up that they have to not have the event. But speaking of events, several of us were able to attend a grand opening of a candy store at 2205 4th Street, and it's Pintiata del Cerreia, I think it was close. Don't, I'm not, I'm sure I just murdered their name, but it was a very nice event, very nice store. A lot of candies, a lot of displays, holiday gifts that you could come in there. It is well worth stopping in and seeing what they have. We had a great time to that. Another event that we had also on the same day, which was a week ago Saturday, was the Wayne County had set up COVID testing at the middle school for a 5-hour period, and it was free. We went to the drive-through and had the Q-tip poked to the top of your skull, basically, is what they did. My wife and I both partook in the test, so thankfully both of us came back negative, but it was a great program done by Wayne County, and we appreciate that greatly. I have a couple of proclamations, and then we'll end up with the city clerk for a little reminder here. So whereas the history and culture of our great nation have been significantly influenced by American Indians and indigenous peoples, and whereas the contributions of American Indians have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and greatness of America today, and whereas their customs and traditions are respected and celebrated as part of a rich legacy throughout the United States, and whereas Native American Awareness Week began in 1976 and recognition was expanded by Congress and approved by President George Bush in August of 1990, designating the month of November as National American Indian Heritage Month, and whereas in honor of National American Indian Heritage Month, community celebrations as well as numerous cultural, artistic, educational, and historical artifacts have been planned. Now therefore I, Thomas Carnes, and the Lincoln Park Council, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Lincoln Park, Michigan, do hereby proclaim November 2020 as the National American Indian Heritage Month in the city of Lincoln Park, and urge all citizens to observe this month with the appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. In witness whereof, I have here set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Lincoln Park, Michigan be affixed with this November 2, 2020. So the next is for the last Saturday in November. Whereas the government of Lincoln Park, Michigan celebrates our local small businesses and contributions they make to our local economy and community. According to the United States Small Business Administration, there are 30.7 million small businesses in the United States. They represent 99.7% of all firms with paid employees in the United States, are responsible for 64.9% of net new jobs created from 2000 to 2018. And whereas small businesses employ 47.3% of the employees in the private sector in the United States, 62% of the United States small businesses reported that they need to see consumer spending return to pre-COVID levels by the end of 2020 in order to stay in business. 65% of U.S. small business owners said it would be most helpful to their business to have their regulars return and start making purchases again. And 3/4 of U.S. consumers are currently looking for ways to shop small and support their community. Whereas 96% of consumers who shopped on Small Business Saturday agree that shopping at small, independently owned businesses support their commitment to making purchases that have a positive social, economic, and environmental impact, and 97% of consumers who shopped on Small Business Saturday agree that the small businesses are essential to their community. And whereas 95% of consumers who shopped at Small Business Saturday reported the day makes them want to shop or eat at small, independently owned businesses all year round, not just during the holiday season. And whereas Lincoln Park, Michigan supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities, and whereas advocacy groups as well as public and private organizations across the country have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now therefore, I, Thomas E. Carnes, Mayor of the City of Lincoln Park, along with the Lincoln Park City Council, do hereby proclaim November 28, 2020 as Small Business Saturday, and urge the residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. Very important day coming up, and I read it now, and we'll do it again at the next meeting so that we have everybody can get the word out on that. I hear tomorrow that there is a fairly big event going on, an election that we've been preparing for a while. Our city clerk has been very busy over the past several months and was very busy today. But as we head into the election tomorrow, I want to have Carrie give us a few last-minute updates on the process or things to make tomorrow go smoothly for you. So, Carrie?
Okay, so tomorrow is election day. The polls open at 7 a.m. and stay open until 8 p.m. Anybody who's in line at 8 p.m. does get to complete the process and finish voting, finish their ballot, feed it through the tabulator. Couple of things you need to know is that we are doing social distancing. We appreciate you wearing a mask. So because of the social distancing and the spreading out of the booths and stuff at the polling locations, the lines are going to appear longer. They may stretch outside of the school buildings. You need to be sure that you dress appropriately for whatever the weather is like tomorrow, because you can expect to spend some time waiting outside. My people are going to try and process people and get them through there as quickly as possible, but there could be some waits. It is a big election day, and we expect a lot of people at the precincts. All of our regular polling locations are open. The moves that were made in August were temporary moves due to anticipated construction at most of the school buildings. Everybody's back in their regular polling locations, including Hoover School. It wasn't torn down. They built a new gym area. If you voted there before, you'll go back there again tomorrow. Again, remember that you can't wear your candidate's name or your political party on a shirt or a hat or a button. That stuff all has to stay 100 foot outside the precincts. So if you're wearing any kind of political gear, my people are going to ask you to cover that up, turn your shirt inside out, take your hat back to the car, whatever they need to do. Bring your picture ID with you. Makes it much easier for everybody to get through the line quickly. And if you have an absentee ballot, you need to return it to City Hall. You can't take it to the precinct and put it in the tabulator there. Those ballots have to come back to us. And I hope everybody gets out there and votes. It's important. Everybody do it.
That's it. That's,
There you go.
it's your right and it's your obligation as a citizen of the United States to vote in these elections. So I hope that all of you make it out there. Thank you, Carrie. Again,
Thank you for the
just
time.
want to say that she has been doing an exceptional job for us, and her staff have really been doing a fantastic job for us. They got, of course, a couple busy days ahead, so
Couple still yet, yeah.
can't rest on your accolades yet.
No,
All right.
but we've been at it. We've had lines out the door since last Wednesday. We were here all weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and we'll stay here tonight until we've got everything we've got ready to go tomorrow, and then we'll be back at it again. So
There you go. It's important we get it right, and we have just the person in charge that will make sure that happens, so thank you. We'll go on to the consent agenda. Whereas resolved that the following items listed on the consent agenda be approved as presented to the mayor and city council. 1, approved minutes, regular meeting held October 19, 2020. 2, approved sub-recipient agreement guidance center. 3, participation residential rehab blight remediation. 4, participation residential rehab emergency sewer repair. 5, solicit bids smoke detectors. And 6, solicit bids furnace community center. Furnaces.
So moved.
Support.
Do we have any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Breeding,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Parkinson. Councilman Parkinson's muted. There we go.
Yes.
Councilman Salcido,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. Then moving on to our action items. First item has a cover letter from our city manager, Mr. Grzan. As you have been made aware, the city has been served with 2 new lawsuits from former employees regarding retiree health care. The city's insurance carrier has denied coverage for both cases. The city will now be responsible for the defense of these cases. According to a letter from our city attorney, it would be inappropriate for him or any other attorney currently retained by the city to provide any defense work in these cases. In the previous case on the subject, the city retained the services of Eric Pelton from Kinebaum, Hardy, Viviano, Pelton, and Forrest. The law firm is uniquely familiar with the issues in this case and would be in good position to defend the city. They've also agreed to maintain their rates for the case at the same level from before. While these are 2 separate cases, it would make sense to have the same firm represent us in both. The city attorney's letter originally recommended an initial appropriation of $10,000 for this. However, it's likely that between the 2 cases we'll have a higher cost. After consulting with the city attorney, we would recommend the amount of $30,000 for an initial appropriation. So, whereas the city has been served with 2 lawsuits by former employees regarding retiree health care, and whereas the cases will not be covered by the city's liability insurance, and it would be appropriate to retain outside counsel, and whereas the city staff recommends retaining Kinebaum, Hardy, Viviano, Pelton, and Forrest. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby retain Kinebaum, Hardy, Viviano, Pelton, and Forrest as outside counsel, and be it further resolved that the mayor and council authorize an appropriation of $30,000 for this purpose.
Support.
Discussion? The clerk call the roll.
Who was the mover on that?
That was me.
Okay,
Councilman Kelsey.
thank you.
Okay. Do we have,
Ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay.
You're gonna have discussion, I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did that. I'm moving too fast here. Go ahead.
Sorry, I interrupted.
As a retiree myself, can I vote on this? Or do I have to abstain?
I can opine on that briefly, if I may, Your Honor.
And this is City Attorney Ed Zelnat. Go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, former city clerk, a retiree, is now in a fiduciary capacity as the council president. She's perfectly proper to vote on the resolution. She's serving the best interests of the community. In fact, instead of laying over and playing dead, she's retaining counsel to represent the best interests of the city. So she may vote, as may anyone else, which would include you, Your Honor, because you're also a retiree, as
Yes.
obviously I am too.
And Councilman Parkinson also. Okay, is there further discussion?
Yeah, I didn't mean to overlook Councilman Parkinson. I'm sorry. He's also a retiree. Sorry about that, Your Honor.
You're fine. Do we have further discussion? All right, then clerk call the roll.
Councilpersons Kelsey,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Parkinson,
Yes.
Delcito,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. Next action item that we have has a cover letter from Doreen P. Christian, our Director of Community Planning, Development, and Parks and Recreation, and its approval of the CDBG CARES Act Small Business Grant. And in information of her cover letter, using funding from the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, or CARES Act, the City of Lincoln Park established the Lincoln Park Employee Retention Fund. The fund was designed to provide grants to small businesses negatively impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. The goal of the program is the retention or creation of jobs for low-income or low to moderate-income people. The city has received an application from Michael A. Izzo, DDS-PC. The selection committee has reviewed this application and recommends the approval of small business grant in the amount of $20,000. The city currently has $225,000 left in the fund prior to this application. Approval of this application would result in a total of $115,000 being allocated in the program. So So resolved that the following business be approved for participation in the CDBG CARES Act Small Business Grant Program. Funds to come from CARES Act 2019 program year of the CDBG budget account 249-001-976001. Michael A. Izzo, DDSPC, 1310 Warwick, $20,000. Be it further resolved that Doreen P. Christian, Director of Community Planning and Development, is hereby authorized and directed to process the application.
So moved. Support.
Okay, discussion?
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
I just have a quick comment. Is Doreen on the call? Because my thing is, if we still have monies available, could she just like quickly, let the businesses know how they can apply and when the deadline is?
Well, the information is available on our website for their application process. The money is available until it is has been exhausted, so it is ongoing. So I would have them look to our website for that information, or to contact Doreen at dchristian.citylp.com. I think that would be the best way, or if they have additional information, they could call me at City Hall, and I'd be glad to put into the right thing. Does that cover it?
Thank you.
Does that cover it, Doreen? Not hearing from her, so I'm going to assume that it did. Is there further
I'm
discussion?
sorry, I was muted. Yes, you did say everything proper. We have the money available. We've got one more that'll be coming through shortly. You'll be getting it probably within the next week or so, Mayor. And hopefully we get more businesses that apply for it.
Yeah, so when the money became available through CDBG, our primary purpose was to have it go back to aid in businesses. And that's what the money is earmarked for, and we hope people do take advantage of that. So further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilperson Salcido,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Breeding,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Parkinson,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. The next item that we have is resolved that the accounts and claims payable for those items greater than $25,000 be approved as follows. There are some with, that have double asterisks on these that have been, the check released for due date. The first of those is Gorno Ford Incorporated, F-250 pickup for DPS, $34,116. The same goes for the district court. The check has been released already for September 2020 MIDC expenses, $15,900. November 2020 monthly payment, $49,255.17. A-Land Construction Incorporated 2020 sidewalk repair program, $33,929.38. BS&A Software annual support service fee, $35,971. Downriver Community Conference, September 2020 senior bus transportation, 2020/2021 membership dues, and 2020 and 2021 DMA dues, $43,918.38. GFL Environmental USA, November 2020 city dumpsters and residential curbside and recycling, $198,750.74. Great Lakes Water Authority, September 2020 water billing, $193,495.79. Hennessy Engineers Incorporated, General Consulting, 2020 Pazer Pavement Eval, Hoover School, DTE gas main replacement and meter changes, 2019 concrete sectioning, 2019 SRF sewer rehab program, CDBG intersection program, 2020 concrete reconstruction, 2020 concrete resectioning, 2020 utility pavement replacement for $62,381.82. Next item, the check has been released for due date. That's Blue Cross Blue Shield, November 2020 retiree med advanced plans, retiree and actives, $801,465.
I'll move.
Support.
Okay, discussion? Okay, clerk call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross,
Yes.
Reading,
Yes.
Higgins,
Yes.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Parkinson,
Yes.
Delcito,
Yes.
and Mayor Carnes.
Yes. So now move on to our city manager's report. Mr. Kruzan?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to quickly touch base on some personnel issues that are going on. We have made offers to fill the 2 vacant part-time clerical positions. One was in the assessing office, one in the DPS. So we're moving through now with the background screening and final bits of the pre-employment for that. We're early on in a DPS part-time position now that we had a full-time employee leave and we've had some shuffling, promoting a part-time guy up. So now we're at the point of getting ready to fill that position. The police last week just swore in two new officers. So they are bringing in new guys. Also, just a huge bit of accolades going to Carrie and her staff down there because they are handling the term unprecedented gets thrown around a lot, but 10,000 absentee ballots are absolutely unprecedented. We also, we're continuing to see the second wave of COVID coming our way. It's affecting everybody. The cases are mounting. They're going to continue to mount. We need to continue to be diligent. Tonight we authorized a new small business grant, and I want to say we have a lot of money there, so we need to continue. Everybody, a small business in town that has yet to apply, try and push them into it. Finally, a quick note from DPS: as leaf season is going on, please make sure not to rake or blow your leaves into the street. You need to bag them. It is against ordinance to blow them or rake them into the street as they get into the storm sewer, and they cause bigger issues than just being on your lawn. So please bag your leaves, mulch them up if you want, but don't put them into the street. With that, I will take any questions.
To the chair, if I may.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
James, a couple of questions I keep asking. I know you just said that you got a part-time person for Julie who left. Who's going to train her? Julie's gone now. So who's going to do the training for that lady, or whoever takes it down there?
We had asked Julie to put together kind of a procedures manual before she left. I'm not sure how much of it she got done, but we were trying to work on the transition as best we could.
Okay, because I know she gave 6 weeks notice, and I'm just concerned that, we get our act together to start replacing some of these jobs a little bit quicker. The other issue is the mechanic. We keep beating that one to death, and we got any game plan at least trying to do something about this? I know we've talked about a few different avenues that we tried to, and it's not going. I mean, is there anything that concrete that we're going to at least try to supplement that, or OJT it, or however you want to call it, to get somebody to begin the motor sites?
One avenue we've been looking at has been to start looking within the department to see if there's somebody who's interested in learning the job and moving in that direction. We had been working on, we had made an offer to another mechanic. We seem to have lost contact with him. He's not responding right now, so I think that might be the avenue we end up going.
I'm just, we've been very lucky over the last couple of years. Actually, we're a couple of years, but I just want to see the jobs a little bit more, what did you call it, a list of people that we get, just so we can fill these a little bit more quicker than what we do, because it seems like we're just not getting them filled, and then we're losing the talent, and then we don't have anybody to really OJT them on the job, so we don't get problems with customers calling in not knowing what they're doing because they don't have any experience in the job. My last question is the police department lobby. it's still locked where you got to call before you get in. Is that continuing because of the COVID, or that's just policy now, or what?
They had been because of COVID. I do believe that's still going on for those purposes, but we can definitely double check and get back to you.
Yeah, would you please? Because I know they're busy, but sometimes when you're standing out in the cold and you're calling, you can't get in unless somebody answers it. Sometimes they're busy and they're not sitting there waiting for a call. So I was just wondering how that was going. Thank you, Your Honor. Thanks, James.
All right, anything else for the city manager? Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, James, would you add to that for the sweeping season that don't park your cars on the street and they will be writing tickets?
Absolutely. Yep. Please do not park on the street. On your garbage day, make sure you're adhering to the no parking signs so our sweepers don't have to go around.
Through the chair, Your Honor, 2 questions.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Mr. James, I'll make them fast. 2 questions. A lot of residents in the last probably 2 months, they would like to attend meetings. Can we have them at the band shell? What would be the feasibility? How many people can we get in there? Maybe limit it to 15 people. Just the thought. The other question, I brought this up maybe a month ago, the animal shelter hours. If somebody works a 9-to-5 job, they can never make it there. So how about open up on a Saturday, maybe close one day during the week, maybe stay open late one day? Can we check into this seriously? That's all I have.
Yeah, that my answer to the last one there is we can absolutely look into it. As far as meetings go, I think it will depend on everybody's comfort level. Again, we saw 6,700 cases over the last 2 days in the state of Michigan. I think we had over 20 cases just in Lincoln Park the last 2 days. So it's spiking up again, and it'll depend on everybody's comfort level with potentially meeting off-site.
Well,
Thank you very much.
we're scheduled to go to regular meetings in January, anyway, unless things change. Right?
Copy.
Because the orders only by the health department only go to the end of the year. All right, anything else for the city manager?
The chair, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
I've had several citizens ask me about a bill that's in Lansing right now that would stop people from to be able to sue over sewage backup. Do you know anything? Can you inform me anything on that?
I can look more into it, but if it's the bill I'm thinking about, it does provide a little bit more clarity as to what instances are the liability of the city versus would be what they consider an act of God. The bill would provide more protection to municipalities. From what I understand, I see Ed shaking his head.
We'll get a copy, Councilman, if you would like, Mr. Representative.
That's all.
Okay. Anything else for the city manager? Okay, then we'll move on to citizen communications.
All right, I will unmute everybody. I just have one more person to admit there. All right, everybody should be able to unmute now.
Okay, does anyone wish to address council?
Hi, this is Tracy Dupre. I wish everyone that's running good luck tomorrow. I want to let everyone know that the next Chandler Center Food Pantry is November 11th from noon to 3 at Chandler Center at Chandler and Park. Thank you and have a lovely night.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay, I'm not hearing anyone, so we'll move on to oral report to the mayor and council. Council President Breeding.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to offer my condolences to the Steele family in the passing of Linda. I was very shocked. Anyway, second, Fantasyland. I know we're in the middle of this virus, and people really have to be cautious and take care of themselves as well as their neighbors and everything, but it's a shame that this has hit us so hard, and I realize that this is the best step forward for the city, not to have Fantasyland, but it just kind of breaks my heart not to have it. The kids get so excited about it, so that's whatever. And as everyone has said, tomorrow is election day, and I would suggest if you're going to go to the polls to vote, pack your patience. The lines may be long, like Harry said, and I want to congratulate the city clerk and her staff for working tirelessly to make sure that Lincoln Park has a fair and accurate election. We've been known for our elections accuracy for going back 46 years that I know of. Anyways, and so I want to congratulate them for working so hard. And lastly, I want to wish all the candidates good luck tomorrow. And if you're going out tomorrow, whether you're going to vote or wherever you're going, please wear your mask. We have to get through this, and hopefully it will be over soon. I pray that it will be. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Salcido.
Yes, I'll make it brief, Your Honor. Once again, on October 24th, yes, there was a grand opening of the Pinata Candy Store. I'll say it in English so I don't heck it up. But on 2205 4th Street, very clean store. If you need any kind of candy for a pinata or other items, definitely check it out. Also across the street, there's a appliance outlet. They just reopened. I believe it's another owner. They have stoves and refrigerators. I was in there this past week, mattresses, toys. That's at 2270 4th Street, the old Crown Discount. Lastly, I don't know if I can pronounce this, but Goach & Sons. I was at the DPS the other day. I checked out the car lot, very clean, very secure, cameras, lights. Good job by all involved there. Also, with the resident that wanted to put a fence up in his front yard, we mutually agreed to reschedule that meeting. We haven't had a date yet. I'll get with Mr. Myers maybe in 10 days, obviously not this week. And lastly, my condolences to the Steele family and the loss of Linda. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Ross.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, from our family to the Steele family, we are praying for them. That's horrible. Just a quick reminder to check out Lincoln Town's Facebook page for information on their participation invitation to Downriver retailers for a holiday window challenge. And I haven't had a chance, I don't know if anybody else has, to go down and look at the new towing grounds. So I would like to ask Chief Waters if he could give us a tour, if he's comfortable with that, if maybe he had the day, maybe this week, that we could go down there and look at it. I've been kind of excited to go see what's going on. So I will email him and pass that information along in case anybody else wants to join me. So just come out and vote, and please wear your masks. Again, it is horrible that our numbers of COVID are so high, and it is I think I've said this before, that it is a kindness to wear your mask, because you're not just protecting yourself, but you're protecting others. And we have so many vulnerable people. We don't know what somebody else has, and why put them at risk? So just wear your mask. Wear your mask. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Higgins.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir. First, I'd like to thank all the volunteers for Angels Night. It was a great night, and it was nice to see the people that came out and helped. I'd like to thank all the volunteers that were there for the Hands of the City did their Autumn Fest at the Moose, and I'd like to thank the Moose. It was a very good event, and I'd like to thank everybody involved. I would like to thank the dinosaurs. They were standing in front of the band shell handing out candy on Halloween night. It was a great event for the kids, and I'd like to thank everybody involved. My grandkids absolutely loved it. Thank you very much for that. Tracy had already come in and spoke about the food bank at Chandler Center. It's my understanding that they're looking for a couple of volunteers, some young, strong volunteers, to help carry some stuff in and out of the place. Please contact Chandler House or the food people and let them know if you could give a couple of hours on that day. That's all I guess I have for tonight. Just to remind everybody, please come out and vote, do your patriotic duty. And good luck, Carrie, you're gonna need it. Thank you. Good luck to all the candidates.
All right. Thank you, sir. Councilman Kelsey.
Thank you, Your Honor. A lot of stuff's been said, so I won't repeat it. Very good comments about all the different items that's been going on in the city. To Bob Steele and his wife, I'm very sorry. I didn't realize that she was sick. Not that I did, but very, very shocked to have her pass away. I'd like to, last Wednesday, I had a medical incident, and I was a recipient of our fire department in Beaumont coming to my house to take me to the hospital. And I want to congratulate the fire department and the Beaumont ladies. And I say ladies, they all did a professional job and went above and beyond. I'm saying that because you never know until you use a service how good it is or how much you appreciate it when you're on the receiving end. I want to say that they were more than remarkable. My wife feel real calm. They did everything to make sure that I had my working the way the hospital is with COVID. You can't have any visitors. And also, I'd like to say the fact that the hospital, Henry Ford, is way different from the last time I've been there with all the precautions for the COVID. So if you're going to go out and about, you don't want to be in the hospital anyway, shape, or form this time of the season. But it just got more intense trying to keep things safe. Everybody did an excellent job. I'm at home. I'm feeling better. And I want to say out to everybody that took care of me that I really appreciate it. And like I say, you don't realize it until you have to use it. And, I'd like to say again, the fact that it's like the police department getting the award. People don't realize it until you have to call a service or an industry or somebody when your life is in danger or when you have a problem, when you're not sure what's going on, and the relationship of somebody to help you who's already dealing with a stressful job, and they make you feel like it's a lot of appreciation from them. So I will leave it like that, and I would say to everybody, the candidates, good luck. And the fact that we always talked about getting the vote out, looks like we're going to have our wish. So, sorry, Carrie. I'll talk about that.
All good.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Parkinson.
Carrie, good luck tomorrow. I hope everything goes well for you.
Me too.
Condolences to Bob Steele and his family, and everybody who don't vote tomorrow. It's a very important election, so please vote. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir. I had took my wife out to dinner tonight to Tijuana's, whose their dining room is open again, effective today. So if you get an opportunity, go back there. They've rebuilt since their fire several months ago, and the meal was excellent. So if you have an opportunity, go back and visit the new Tijuana's over there. It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. A lot of work for our city clerk. I've already mentioned what a great staff that we have. I concur with Councilman Kelsey on what a great group that we have in the fire department and the police department, that they know their job and they take care of our citizens well. And with that, please go out and vote, and good luck to everyone running tomorrow. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
And Carrie, call the roll, please.
Councilperson Salcido?
Yes.
Higgins?
Yes.
Reedy?
Yes.
Kelsey?
Yes.
Parkinson?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Yes. So good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.